Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning in. Today, we're going to be looking at Bitcoin, its valuations against the US dollar. Uh, it's extremely early for a weekend, but how could anyone sleep when the fight for the 20-week moving average has begun? Remember, if you do like this video and the other videos that I make on this channel, be sure to hit the like button down below and also consider subscribing. So, here we are. We are trading at $43,333. We made a high today, I believe 44,646 on Bitstamp at least. If you flip it to the day, you could see, yeah, that is the high of 44.6. The 20-week moving average, should you be wondering, is currently trading at 44,225. So we're currently below it, but we wicked to it. So we made contact, and that is the important part. So now the fight begins, and the fight comes to, as it always been, to the Bulls and the Bears. The bullish scenario is that we're able to close the week above the 20-week moving average this week. And we'll get into a little bit on why this week it has to be this week. Next week, sorry, for the Bears, we close below it. All right, and preferably next week we get a red weekly candle. And so the reason why I mentioned it needs to be this week. We need to see a close at the 20-week moving average, or close above it this week, is because when we look at all the other moves, and I'll flip this to the weekly, and you get to see what I mean. Every time we make contact with the 20-week moving average, at least from the other side, is usually within a week, right? So you can see this move here. We wicked to it and then we got rejected down. This was the initial contact week, and then the following weeks uh, entail what is happening. We weren't able to close above it. We closed below it, therefore, and not even on the 20-week moving average, and therefore the next few weeks we see red. This is another example. We get to the 20-week moving average. The next week, we break above it. It's a pretty clear indication that we will go further above, right? This one's a little bit more precarious. You see up, down, a fight. You could see here we went to it, got rejected. See here, got to it, got rejected. So you could see more often than not, it is one single weekly candle that gets us to the 20-week moving average, and then the next week we see some kind of response, whether that's bullish or bearish, where we either get immediately rejected or we continue to go up. And so that's why I think it's important, why this week is so important. How close we close to or above the 20-week moving average gives us better chances of closing above it next week, right? And hopefully that this momentum can continue to then close above the 20-week moving average. Again, my stance states that we will get rejected off the 20-week moving average, but I'd love to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. Everything here shows that it should, or everyone wants it, obviously, to break above the 20-week moving average. We've had an instance where we did just break through the 20-week moving average, which would be like 2020 as an example. But more often than not, we get rejected after a bounce off the 50-week moving average. That's just what this chart shows. Obviously, past performance doesn't indicate future potential, but I think it definitely helps navigating this market. And therefore, I do still side on the air of caution that we might get rejected. Nonetheless, I still have my long position, should you all care. I actually sold a chunk of it, of my contract, this morning, or maybe it was last night. Anyway, it's sold at the 20-week moving average on the futures type. So I locked in some profit there. I still have majority of the contract still in play, for the off chance that it continues to go higher. If not, then we'll wait till the rejection, and see where we're at then, and probably load up more on that futures contract in preparation for the next move. But this is where we are, folks. If you see it on the daily, we've made contact with it today. Today is Saturday and tomorrow is Sunday. We will see what happens for the rest of the weekend, and this is going to have enormous effects on the like on the altcoin market, in my opinion. As you can see, Ethereum's moving up. A lot of altcoins are moving up, and I would say it's because of the anticipation of Bitcoin breaking the 20-week moving average. Because if we do, that is very good for altcoins, extremely good. And if that does happen, and you have front run the market by opening positions on altcoins now, while Bitcoin's below the 20-week moving average, then it becomes an amazing play. It becomes an absolutely an amazing play. Um, and that is not something that I am doing. But I'm stating the fact that if they are right, if we do, then it's a great play. If not, then they probably, theoretically bought at the local top, because if we do get rejected, we are going to get rejected. The altcoin market's going to go down with it. But we shall see. I'll keep an open mind. I still have the my altcoin position still open, from the beginning of making this channel, and I will continue to hold those core positions until otherwise. Anyway, that is all for today, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.